The first 6 months, it's a lot of running around and waste time and just do like work for client for free. That's my experience. And like scared when there's a listing presentation.
Yes.
Welcome back to my channel. This is Luna over here. I am a real estate agent here in Philly. So if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video from me. Alright, let's get into today's video. In today's video, the topic is going to be my first 6 months as a new real estate agent. So the first is I'm going to tell you guys my experience 2 years ago when the first 6 months, how I went through it. And then also in the middle of this video, I will give you guys 5 tips to help you guys really going through the tough first 6 months. Okay, so I started selling real estate in 2018, the beginning of 2018, and I was at Keller Williams before. Now I changed to a local brokerage, and at the time I was kind of scared. I wasn't really sure like what I was doing. I don't have a mentor. I wasn't doing any coaching. I did tons of research on YouTube. I don't have a structure or strategy to really plan everything out. So my mindset was just, you know, go at it and work as hard as I can. So I did rentals and that didn't work out, and I switched to doing sales. So when I get into the sales, I was thinking I really need to pay some money in order to make money, right? So I started paying for a Zillow Premier Agent for the 6 months. And what I get was a bunch of leads. I pretty much get 1 to 2 leads per day coming in. So I was taking buyers to look at homes. I put buyer in my car and show them like 5-6 houses. And what they come across to me was I was very overwhelmed with the questions that the buyer gets, especially first-time home buyer. They ask you all the questions, including, hey, is this a good neighborhood? Or like, what's the mortgage rate? Should we wait on the mortgage rate? Oh, I don't have a pre-approval, like, but we want put in an offer for this house. Like, who should we talk to? So all the incoming questions for me as a new real estate agent with no experience, it's overwhelming because when they text me, I'm freaking out. Like, I'm trying to get the answers for them, but I can't really tell them something if I'm not sure of. So at this point, it's really hard and crucial for you to have either a mentor or a broker. So Joey has been very helpful for the first 6 months for me. I pretty much text him and call him all the time with all the questions I have. At the same time, I also built a good relationship with my coworker. I had a few coworkers that, you know, I text them on the same time, and then I was also part of a group chat of my company. So if none of these people get back to me, I post something on the group chat and ask them if anyone can help me out with a specific question. So I want to talk about buying the Zillow leads at the first 6 months as a real estate agent. Is I get tons of calls, and a lot of time I forgot to pre-qualify those buyers, or I forgot to, you know, have some sort of information to bring with me. I wasn't really taking precautions. Also at the beginning of the 6 months of selling, I will meet them at the property, which is scary because you should never just go out your way to meet a random person at the property. That's very dangerous. You always want to meet them in the public area. You want to get their photo ID. You want to know who you are meeting with. And then also the purchasing of Zillow agents, Premier Agents, was I signed up a 6-month contract for purchasing the leads, and every month I was being charged about $700 for the 2 zip codes that I was purchasing. At the time, I thought that I could have someone on board and sharing some of the cost with me. So I had a lender on board. However, later on, the lender actually backed out. So I replaced with another lender, and it didn't work out for the lender in their favor. So the second lender backed out too. So at the last 3 months of paying for Zillow leads, I was actually taking it out of my own pocket because I didn't have anyone to co-marketing with me. So you guys should be aware of, like, if you have someone who's co-marketing with you, make sure you know that the lender can back out at any time. As the agent, you are the one that are responsible, and then be locked in with 6-month contract. So at the end of the very 6 month, I was stressing out. I have closed a few deals. However, I wasn't really making the profit that I wanted to be, and I was constantly freaking out about that $700 expense that I have on Zillow that I constantly have to pay. So it was it was quite of a struggle at that point. And I did come across with one seller leads, and I made tons of mistakes with the first time going out to meet my seller. So I was overpriced listing. I don't know exactly what I was supposed to say at the listing presentation, and luckily I did get the listing signed, and we were able to sell that in 4 months. So something that right now for me to do, I could have sold that house within a week. I know exactly what to say, but I'm also thankful and grateful of the opportunity that I get the very beginning to sharpen my skills and allow me to make all these mistakes. Now I know how to handle if I was given the same opportunity. So let's conclude this video of all the tips that I get for you guys. And the first one is to try everything and work as hard as you can. So from my story and my experience, you guys know that I tried rentals, I tried to do buyers, I tried to buy leads, I tried to do, listings and cold call. So I tried everything and I put 100% effort into it. When I get back the result, I do analysis. I find out that actually doing cold calling and be more, specified on the listing side actually worked out the most for me. It's the most efficient. It's the best way for me to build my business in an efficient and inexpensive way. I only found that out after 6 months of trying everything. So if you're new, you want to be successful in this business, the first step and the first tip is to work really, really hard and try everything. And the tip number 2 is don't give up, especially at the low point. So you're going to experience a lot of setbacks. You're going to experience a lot of lows and a lot of highs. And typically, a lot of people will back out at the low point of their career. That's why the failure rate of being a real estate agent is so high. I'm going to tell you guys a story of my first paycheck. So I was supposed to be getting my very first paycheck within the 2 months of selling, because we had a buyer leads coming in of a listing, and my buyer is actually a cash buyer. However, when I found out that we are all allowed to put in the offer before 6 p.m. on the second day, my buyer put in the offer the best of possible, like the best financial capability that it can. And then later on, I figured out we didn't win the bidding war, because on the second offer, they have a escalation clause, which I had no idea what that is. I'm pretty sure I learned in class. That escalation clause basically allow you to add $500 on the highest bid. So the second offer actually add $500 to our cash deal on the bid, so they won the bidding war, and the seller went with the second offer instead of my offer. So when I think back about this, I was just kicking myself. It just feel like I could have advised them to put a higher offer. There's other things that I could have done. I could also do a escalation clause if I know what that is at the time, and if I could get that paycheck, it will be a paycheck that I can receive for my birthday, because my birthday is in mid-February, and that deal happened, I think, the beginning of January. It will be very ideal for me to get my first paycheck, but that didn't happen. So at the time, I was really broke, and it could really help me out if I can get that commission check. So that was pretty much the very low of my lows, and I wanted to give up, but I didn't, and I still stuck it through. And then later on, with the Zillow Premier Agent thing, I was locked into a 6-month contract with paying every month for $700. That was a lot of pressure on me too. There are a lot of times I wanted to give up, but I tell myself, you have to create a habit of not quitting, and I stuck through it. I stuck through all the struggles. And the third tip that I give you guys is procrastinating. So with social media, with YouTube, there are a lot of chances and opportunities that you can just kind of get distracted with other things, and especially on YouTube now, that when you go on and surfing the web and looking for other real estate tips, you get just bombarded with everybody trying different things, and they have success stories of like how, you know, door knocking worked for them, or how doing short sale, doing a share of sale made them a lot of money. And there's all sorts of ways, but you really need to stick with one way. Like I said, the first 6 months, try everything out, and then make sure one way that can make you successful, and then stuck with that way and just keep going for the next 6 months. And that's kind of how you can be successful. Stop getting distracted, you know, no procrastinating. That'll be the tip number 3. And the next one is to have a structure and create a great habit. So the first 6 months is crucial, not only because it's tough, it's gonna give you most struggle. It also because the first 6 months is the 6th month that you're creating a great habit. So for example, if you're getting a email, or if you have a task that you're supposed to do that day, don't hesitate, don't wait, you know, do that task right away. If you have a text or a call, you need to call that person, and always call them right away. Don't wait until like an hour after, because you don't know what you will be doing. You might be showing a house with a client. You can't call that lead, and then you lost the deal. So always, you know, have a structure, create great habits at the very beginning. And last but not least is do not care what other people think of you. And this one is so crucial, and actually helped me so much, especially with cold calling. When I first started cold calling, I feel like people look at me in a different way. You know, I was sounding like a robot. I was in the office like 5-6 hours saying the same scripts, and then call a bunch of people, getting a lot of rejections. I was scared to hear people saying no to me. I was scared of people cursing me out on the phone. And then also I had to deal with, you know, people look at me in a different way, like, oh, what is she doing in the office? They're like, why is she sounding like a robot? Why is she on the phone? Because at that time, it was very hard. I wasn't getting any paycheck. I didn't have anyone to, you know, tell me that this way is gonna work out. So really not to think about what people are thinking of you, trusting the process. If you trust the process, you sharpen your skills, you have a great habit, don't give up, persistent, all these things, if you combine with these things, you will be unstoppable. So I hope this video kind of is long, but if you watch until this point, please comment fortune cookies down below so I know who are the real ones. And thank you so much, you guys, for watching my video. This is Luna over here. Best luck to you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.